No matter how persuasively you write your legal arguments, you must cite to strong, valid precedent to make your case. You will do that by shepherdizing any authority you plan to use in your research. Shepherds has been around for over 140 years as a validation service. Since in our last video we used the Crace v. Highline case, we're going to stick to that specific case again. Let's go ahead and log on to lexisnexis.com/law school. To shepherdize a case, I can enter in the citation, or I can simply enter in Shep to go directly to the Shepherd's report, and then the citation, 374 Northeast 2D 58. Now we're at the Crass cases Shepherd's report. I automatically default to the citing decisions, and this is where I'm going to do the majority of my analysis for my Shepherd's updating. If I scroll down to the bottom of every Shepherd's report, there's a legend. I'll notice here that I have all the different colors. It's very similar to a stop light. First, I need to pay attention to a red stop sign. I want to make sure that if a case has a red stop sign, I go through and do the analysis to see which rules have been overturned, because typically not every rule is overturned in every single case. This particular warning is just for statute. It means that there's a statute, there's cases that have come in and overturned or held unconstitutional the statute. Underneath that, we have the question by analysis and cautionary analysis. These are fairly similar. It just means that cases have since come in and somehow either changed the rule or modified the rule, and you need to pay attention to how that is now going to affect the way that you apply your current case. We have positive treatment. This means that every case since this case has given it a good positive analysis, and they're upholding the rules exactly as they are stated in your original case. And then finally, I have the blue signals, and these just mean that no case has done any sort of legal analysis. They're just citing to it. Let's work through this specific citation first. This is a green stop sign, which means that all cases after the Crace case have followed it and given it positive analysis. You'll notice there's really actually only one following it. So most of what's happening here is they're citing it. They're not doing any real analysis of the rules within this case. This isn't necessarily bad. It just means that you don't have to worry about getting yourself in trouble if you cite this particular case. Now let's quickly walk through how to do another type of analysis if I'm giving a yellow triangle. So we're going to go ahead and click on the Dietz case. I can choose to enter it here and then shepherdize it, or I can go directly to the Shepherd's report by clicking on the Shepherd signal. A couple of things I want to pay attention to. I'm in the list of cases that have only dealt with this case after the Dietz case. I want to focus on my court and make sure I'm in the correct jurisdiction. And then the other really important thing is I still need to make sure that I'm looking at published cases, reported cases, so that I can cite those within my memo. So that takes me down to 22 cases. I now have 2 cases that have distinguished my particular case, and this is where I'm going to just make sure that these 2 cases have not changed the ways that I'm going to apply the Dietz case in my opinion. So if I go here, I'm going to click on Adams v. Walmart, and this is a 7th Circuit case, and I'm going to then click on page 941. And that then takes me to the pinpoint page of where my case, the Dietz case, has been updated, and where we're modifying it. We're distinguishing the facts from the Dietz case to my new application within the Adams case. And it is your job as an attorney to make sure that the way that you're citing it is still applicable for your jurisdiction. Remember, this is the most current application of my rule from the Dietz case. And now I'm going to go into a different type of case. This case is one that has a red stop sign. So my citation is F22 F3D 736. While it feels like at first look, whenever you see a stop sign, you should not cite this case. Really, what you need to do is figure out which rules are no longer citable. You'll notice that over here on the Shepard's report that there are cases that are giving it positive analysis. That means that there are still good laws within this case. So it's your job to figure out under the warning which issues are no longer valid. So I click on warning, and that then takes me to my Shepard's report. I notice that the Howes case has done two things. It's overruling it in part, and it's following in part. This is very common with a case typically that's been overturned. There's lots of different issues and things that happen, but not every single issue is overturned within a case. So same process as we did before with the yellow triangle. I'm just going to click on the pinpoint page. That takes me directly to the page where that analysis occurs. I read through that page, and as I start to go through it, I want to make sure that I read through the entire page, and this is a great example of that because you'll notice here's a citation here of where it's dealing with U.S. v. Lee, and then here, here, and here, and here. You'll notice, though, at the very end, this is the paragraph that actually overrules the portion of Lee dealing with the treatment of theft, and then the other principle holding of Lee, that classification must be based on the elements, blah, 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 it remains good law. Here's where it overrules it, here where it remains good law. I can cite Lee for this issue where it remains good law. I cannot cite it for where it's been overturned. So we've covered the three different types of analyses that are going to give you the most current application of your cases. That is the green symbol, the yellow triangle, and then the red stop sign. Those are the cases that are actually analyzing and dealing with your particular issues within your case. The other one is a blue symbol. And the blue symbol just simply means that the cases have gone in and they've analyzed or they've cited to the case, but they haven't necessarily analyzed the law. So very quickly what I will do when I'm in this kind of case is I will look at the table of authorities to see what possibly can be in the foundation of the case. There's 23 authorities, which means that there's 23 cases that this particular case has cited, and I quickly will go through my list, and I'm looking at the end of every citation to see, are these all yellow, green, blue, and if they do happen to be all of any color but red, then I know that the foundation of what this case is relying on is still good law. And I would not want to see if it was red stop sign, red stop sign, red stop sign, because sometimes what happens is the courts just haven't gotten a chance to overrule this more recent case. That concludes the Shepard's updating video. Please let me know if you have questions. Again, my email is megan.mccombshayes@lexisnexis.com.